I will discuss different topics of biochemistry lectures in this YouTube channel. So today in this video, in this lecture, I will start biochemistry lecture, the first main topic of biochemistry, which is carbohydrates. So in this YouTube channel, I will discuss different topics like carbohydrates, lipids, protein, enzymes, hormones, nucleic acids, and many other topics. So if you are interested in these videos, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel JZ Knowledge and press the bell icon to receive notification of my latest videos. So dear friends, let's start our topic, carbohydrates. So carbohydrates literally means hydrated carbon. Hydrated carbon mean the hydrates of carbon. So it means carbohydrate is made from carbon and water. So carbohydrates are composed of different elements like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. And the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen is the same as in water. So in water, H2 and 1O combine to form water. So this ratio is also maintained in carbohydrates molecules. So carbohydrates are polyhydroxyaldehydes or polyhydroxyketones or complex substances that are hydrolyzed to simpler substances. So there are some exceptions, like these exceptions are like they did not obey the general formula of carbohydrate, which is CnH2O whole N. So there are different compounds which does not obey this formula, like uronic acid, which composed of C6H9O7, and fucose, C6H12 and O5. There are also molecules which are non-carbohydrates like formaldehyde and inositol. But these non-carbohydrate molecules obey the formula of carbohydrates. So there is also exceptions in carbohydrates. There are some carbohydrate molecules which does not obey the formula of carbohydrates, but still they are carbohydrates. And there are also some compounds which are hydrates of carbon which obey the formula of carbohydrates, but they are non-carbohydrates molecules or non-carbohydrate compounds. So let's discuss some examples of carbohydrates. So the first one example of carbohydrate is glucose, major metabolic fuel of mammals. And a lot of mammals use glucose as a metabolic fuel. So it means for metabolic activities, for metabolism, they release their energy from carbohydrate molecules, in the especially from glucose molecule. Another carbohydrate example of another carbohydrate molecule is glycogen. So glycogen is a stored form of glucose in mammals. Starch is also a carbohydrate which store in plants. Cellulose is also a polysaccharide, example of carbohydrate which give structure to plants. Chitin, also a carbohydrate present in different types of arthropods. Ribose, deoxyribose, both are carbohydrates molecule. Ribose are present in RNA while deoxyribose are present in DNA. So both are carbohydrate molecule which made nucleic acid compounds. There is also a carbohydrate present in the milk. So the carbohydrate which is present in the milk is lactose, also a disaccharide of comparison of carbohydrate, let compare some carbohydrate molecules. So we will here compare only cellulose, starch and glycogen. So we will discuss different comparison about their sources, their subunit, bonds, branches, their shapes. But mainly we will focus on source, subunit and bond. So and cellulose, starch and glycogen. In cellulose is present in plant. Starch is also present in plant. There are two examples of starch, amylose and amylopectin. So both are present in plants. There is also another carbohydrate molecule which is glycogen, specially present in animal in the stored form. So cellulose present in plant, starch present in plant, while glycogen is present in animal. So the subunits of cellulose is beta glucose. The subunit of starch is alpha glucose. Amylose and amylopectin both are composed from a subunit of alpha glucose, while glycogen also have a subunit of alpha glucose. If we talk about bond, so 1,4 glycosidic linkage are present in cellulose. In starch, both 1,4 and 1,4,6 glycosidic linkage are present, while also in glycogen. In glycogen also both type of 1,4 and 1,6 glycosidic linkage are present, and also in the glycogen. So if we talk about the branches, so in cellulose there is no branches, in amylose there is also no branches, while in amylopectin there are round about per 20 subunits there are present branches, while in glycogen there is also for equal to 10 after every 10 subunit there is also present different types of branches. So now we will discuss the food which have high amount of carbohydrates. So sweets, soft drinks, breads, beans, peas, cereals, rice, maize, barley, wheat, corn, apricot, dates, blueberry, banana, fig, grapes, apple, orange, pear, pineapple, strawberry, watermelon, and raisins, macaroni, spaghetti, potato, and carrot. These all are the rich sources of carbohydrates. So I will also repeat the name. Food with high carbohydrate content is sweets, soft drinks, breads, beans, peas, cereals, rice, maize, barley, wheat, corn, apricot, dates, blueberry, banana, fig, grapes, apple, orange, pineapple, watermelon, raisins, macaroni, carrot, potato, spaghetti, and pear and strawberry. So these are the rich sources of carbohydrates. So if you talk about the function of carbohydrate, is carbohydrate have 6 major functions within the body, within our body. So carbohydrates provide energy and regulation of blood glucose. So carbohydrate provides energy and also regulate blood glucose level. So the first function is that carbohydrate provide energy and regulate blood glucose. The second function of carbohydrate is that it spare the use of proteins for energy. Sparing the use of proteins for energy. So if glucose is available, then our body does not use protein for the energy sources for energy. So glucose will spare protein for energy. The third function of carbohydrate is breakdown of fatty acids into different organic compounds and they will release energy. The fourth function is biological recognition processes. There are lots of biological recognition processes in which glucose play a very vital and important role. There is also a function of glucose in flavor and sweeteners, and also the third function of glucose is a dietary fiber. So if we discuss the different characteristic features, then we will discuss there is a carbohydrate is necessary for the regulation of nerve tissue and is the source of energy for the brain. Some carbohydrates are high in fiber which help prevent constipation. So carbohydrate also provide structural components. Carbohydrates are also important for the correct working of our brain, heart and nervous, digestive and immune systems. Polysaccharides like storage of energy in the form of starch and glycogen. Structural components like cellulose in plant and chitin in arthropods. Ribose in coenzymes like ATP, FAD and NAD, and the backbone of RNA. RNA is made of ribonucleic acid. So in this RNA, ribo is a ribose form 5-carbon sugar, which is also a carbohydrate. So in the form component of DNA in the form of deoxyribose. So glucose will also is a component of DNA in the form of deoxyribose. Also, heparin is used to treat and prevent blood clots for forming, especially in the lungs and legs. So, if we talk about the division of carbohydrates, then carbohydrates are divided into monosaccharide, disaccharide, and polysaccharides. The examples of monosaccharide is glucose, fructose and galactose, while the example of disaccharide is maltose, sucrose and lactose. And maltose are made from glucose plus glucose, sucrose are made from glucose plus fructose, while lactose are made from the subunit glucose plus galactose. And also there are also many polysaccharides like starch, glycogen and cellulose. There is also another division of carbohydrate which is based on the composition like simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrate. And simple carbohydrates are further divided into monosaccharides 1 sugar unit and disaccharide 2 sugar units. So monosaccharide, example of monosaccharides are glucose, fructose and galactose, while disaccharide, di mean 2, so disaccharide are made from 2 sugar units, which is lactose, sucrose and maltose. I had already discussed that maltose is made from 2 glucose subunit, while lactose made from 2 glucose plus galactose subunit, and lactose are made from glucose plus fructose subunit. The complex carbohydrates are oligosaccharides and polysaccharides. Oligosaccharides are those complex carbohydrates which in which the subunits range from 3 to 10 subunits. Polysaccharides greater than 10 sugar units. If the sugar units are in between 3 to 10, then this will be oligosaccharide. If the sugar unit is greater than 10 subunit, then the carbohydrate will be polysaccharide. So example of oligosaccharide is raffinose, stachyose and also ribose and deoxyribose. Example of polysaccharides are glycogen, starch, dietary fibers and cellulose. There, if you talk detailed study here, we will detail we will talk about detailed study on monosaccharide. So monosaccharide are the simplest, colorless, water soluble, sweet crystalline solid. They can be classified according to different ways. For example, the placement of C double bond O, aldo and keto group, and the number of carbons tri, tetra, penta, hexa, hepta, octa, nona, and the chiral carbon handiness like dextro and levo, like clockwise and anti-clockwise, or the rotation of plane polarized light, also D and LO. Classification number 1, placement of CO group. Aldose is in which there is aldehyde functional group, while ketosis where when there is ketone functional group C double bond O. The number of carbons atoms, there is also another classification on the number of carbon atoms like diose, glycoaldehyde, trioses, glyceraldehyde, dihydroxyacetone, tetroses or erythrose or erythrulose, pentoses or ribose, ribulose, hexoses or glucose, fructose and galactose, heptoses or pseudoheptulose, monoheptulose, octoses are methyl thiolinosamide, and nonoses are uramic acid and silicic acid. So these are the detailed classification of monosaccharide units. So dear friends, I hope you understand my video. I hope you understand my lecture. If you are understanding my lecture and you are interested in videos, then I will request you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel JZ Knowledge and press the bell icon to receive notification of my latest videos. And also because I will discuss different lectures of carbohydrates in this YouTube channel, so I will request you to please subscribe my YouTube channel JZ Knowledge, and thank you so much for watching my videos. Goodbye and take care of yourself.